let's expand on the concept of enemy, because we're just talking about, again, we all think an enemy is someone who could kill you. It's not an enemy. An enemy is people, A, who want to kill you. The other one is your competition. You see, you create an enemy. For example, you don't. Let's say that you're playing basketball and you're practicing, and you have no motivation. Create an enemy. Create something to fight against. So now you're going to what? Put a time. I'm gonna make this certain amount of shots in this time. You see, now you're fighting against time. You're creating an enemy, and now you have more energy. Another way is having a friend, having competition, friendly competition. You see, or having someone who you're competing against in the same field. Mentally create those competition. Mentally create those conflicts. For example, Michael Jordan used to create enemies out of nothing simply to get motivation. He used to say, "Hey, is it true that Charles Barkley said that?" He was like, "Jordan, he didn't say that. I think he said that. I'm gonna whoop his ass today and score 55 on him." See, he's creating his own enemy. A little psychotic, but you get the point. Another way is your emotion. Your emotions are your enemy. Now, this is the same paradox. I say be one with your emotions. Be present. You see? But what I'm saying is that you have to be one with your emotion, which is bending to your enemy, observing your emotion, not resisting and accepting it, right? But your enemy in terms of identifying that in reality, the problem is not the situation itself, but your perception. That's the enemy. You see, I'm not saying to antagonize your emotions and hate them. I'm just saying to realize the cause of most of your problems and accept it. You see? It's not that you hate your emotions and you're fuck you emotions. No, you're like, oh, that's the enemy. Okay, now let me plan again. Let me plan ahead. You see? Another one is your mind, the talker. It criticizes you. You suck. You suck. You're horrible. You're horrible. See, that's the enemy. See, observe the enemy. All right? Another way is your family. When they imposing their will on you. Oh, you got to get married. Oh, you got to do this. Oh, you got to do that. That's your enemy. Now, we're not saying to hate them, but to use their lack of belief in you as motivation to do greater things. You see, it's all about if you don't have the life you have, start small. You see, and start creating those enemies so that you know what you want to go towards. So the more they antagonize you with anger, the more stronger you become, because now you identify the enemy as opposed to not identifying them as enemy. And then not knowing why you feel a certain way, not knowing where to direct your attacks. Now, why are enemies so beneficial? Enemies, people don't understand that enemies, and it's fucked up, but enemies are as important as friends. You see, people only want to be around friends, but they don't know that enemies are as important as friends. Enemies bring friends together, and enemies keep friends together. You don't believe me? For example, back in the days when we were hunting animals and shit, right? We had an enemy, which was animals. And because of that, we needed to what? Fight them, eat them. You know, I love eating animals, right? And what happened? So that made humans do what? Create tools. Because they saw a weakness. As a result of their enemy made them see a weakness, and so they started making tools. And then they united. They created a tribe. And so the enemy brought them together, and as a result, in general, it had a synergistic effect where the creativity, their intelligence rose at a faster level, as opposed to not having enemies and just living off the land and being chilled. So as you can see, enemies bring people together and promote innovation. Enemies motivate you and causes you to stay on your toes. You see, so for example, you create a competition. You know that you can't do push-ups? Create an enemy. Have a friend come here and start doing push-ups with him. See who does the most. I can promise you, you'll do more with your friend in competition as opposed to doing it alone. Enemies bring out the greatness in you. Enemies do that. You work out more when you're competing with someone. You see, I got good at pickup because I finished talking to a girl and I wanted to get more girls. So now getting girls, I was like, that's the enemy. Let me get more girls. It was intense enough to get me through the hurdle. You see, though, the thing is that when you feel a threat, you're always going to remain alert. You're gonna have more energy. Your body's gonna be more on overdrive. Like, oh shit, I gotta stay alert. I gotta stay alert because it's an enemy. So you wake up with more motivation, with more passion, with more focus because you have an enemy. You have a challenge. But most people don't like that because they don't like feeling uncomfortable. Enemies show you where to go. My enemy is working at 9 to 5. So what do I have to do? work towards being independent. You see, my enemy tells me, which is let's say I feel anger. My enemy tells me, attack this person. Okay, my enemy tells me, all right, now let me go the opposite route and observe the emotion. It tells you where to go. You see, enemies are honest and show you your real side. You see, like there's so many different kind of enemies. That's why I want you to understand just the concept of enemy, so that you have the right mind frame. So that when moments come, you're able to use that in a very dynamic way, rather than just telling you on one subject, which is like studying or guys. You see?
All right, ladies and gentlemen, if you guys ever want to learn how to use your feminine energy to influence people, learn how to use your masculine energy to become more assertive, and also learn how to blend both energies to improve your dating life, your spiritual life, honestly, your relationship life, your family life, your career life, this is the course for you. If I had to make a course for my nieces, I have two nieces, one is 19 and one is 15. 16. Holy shit. Oh my God, he's a bad fucking uncle. He's a bad uncle. Get him. Shut up, Melissa. You should get this course, right? And this is the course that I will make for them. So, for example, watch the curriculum, right? In the first week, we're going to be showing you how to establish a strong masculine foundation without letting it hurt your feminine energy. This masculine foundation is a source of who you are, right? It's your bodyguard. Without this, whatever feminine energy you create will be destroyed by the outside, because your masculine is your shield. So we'll talk about goal setting. We'll talk about how to develop a serious attitude. We're gonna be talking about how to use more logic, how to use more goal-oriented behavior. It's more how to be a man. Now the next one is how to embrace the feminine energy, right? This one would teach you about how to minimize excessive masculine traits, developing self-awareness, healing abundant feminine energy, regulating your emotion, mastering voice qualities and facial expressions, surrendering control, and allowing pain to be felt. This is honestly, this will supercharge, like Kaioken, your masculine energy. After that, we have femininity in the workplace, and how to be feminine in the workplace without letting people take advantage of you, and the nuances of how women of power should behave versus women who are subordinates in the workplace, and even the dress code. This is based on psychology, people. It's kind of insane. I'm actually excited about this one. The next week, we talk about navigating the labyrinth of male and female friendship, and this a lot of women find confusing, so we talk about that. And how to identify envious friends, how to identify the good friends, how to keep male friends, and how to keep female friends. Week 5, we talk about how to release the burden of the past and stop and destroy mental projections. This is actually really powerful. And then week 6, we talk about how to increase your observational power so that you can read people better. And we have a bunch of bonuses. The course starts at $99, and you guys can pre-order the course today at $69 before it goes out. If you're watching this, most likely I'm in the meditation retreat, so I will be praying for all of you guys. And just click on the description down below of the video. Right there, you'll see it, and you can pre-order that course. It's gonna be out by the end of next month or the beginning of February of March. One of the two, people, because I have a 10-day retreat to do, and I want to finish the course after the retreat, because I think the ideas are gonna be so much better. All right, man. I'll see you guys later. Pre-order, man. Oh, I'm closing the channel.